You doing your intro now?
Yeah.
We good to come on the air? All right. Good Sunday night, everybody. We welcome you to coverage of the NASRA Millie's Restaurant and Catering Next Gen Cup Series. We're at Auto Club Speedway, and we're getting ready to go for 100 laps, 200 miles here tonight. That's half the scheduled distance of what was the Paula Casino 400 won by Kyle Busch. We're ready to go with qualifying now as the drivers are on the racetrack. I am Wesley Outland, joined alongside and producing double duty is Adam Fligger. Adam, hope you had a good weekend, man.
I most certainly did have a good weekend, and I hope there's not an echo on stream. Let me know if there is. We will try to mitigate that as best we can.
I don't experience no echo in my ear.
We'll see how well it plays out. Waiting on a new production mic on my end. You know, wonderful post office. The UPS says it's delayed, so I don't know when it'll arrive. But that is in the future.
Patience, Grasshopper. As I said the other day, patience, my friend.
Yeah, patience is there.
We're anyway getting ready to go racing tonight, of course, for tonight's events with the NASRA Millie's Next Gen Cup Series cars. Of course, we see now Moss, Smith, all these cars on the racetrack getting ready to take on qualifying. They got about less than 8 minutes to get it done. And John Smith right now going to the top of the board with a 40-61 here at Auto Club.
Yeah, Smith there with a 40-61. Anthony Moss with a 40-81. And then we see 41-26 there in third for Scott Griffin, and Ty Quelly on a 41-46.
Yeah, man. Let's see what all these drivers can do here in qualifying as they're getting ready to go again for 200 miles, 100 laps here tonight around the Auto Club Speedway. Again, this is round number 2 of course, our point series. Remember what we mentioned. All these drivers will be competing in what is basically like our, if you will, mimic of the NASCAR Cup Series. And they ran Auto Club today. We're running Auto Club tonight. And they're going to go, again, 100 laps, 200 miles, and hopefully we'll see what comes out of it.
I'm noticing some of my bars are not quite right whenever Wesley's doing the talking, but most definitely, is this a drafting track, or you think this is more of a driver's skill track type of deal?
This is a racetrack where obviously you think of the word precision banking. You think of 2, 3, 4, 5 wide as a premium. It could possibly happen here at Auto Club Speedway, no doubt about it. Another thing that we have got to also look at is possibly lengthy green flag runs. We might see the races go, if you will, along green flag patterns. This track sometimes presents itself as a very racy, fuel mileage, gambling, making green flag pit stops facility, and I think that's something we definitely might have to keep our eye out for tonight. As Thornton now goes to the top of the board in qualifying, and we look now at the 15 on track. There's James Fountain. Tomlin and Scoring has him as 59, but it's actually the 15 of Fountain here, and we'll see where he ends up in qualifying. About 5 minutes remaining. Okay, so we have 2 Fountains then in the mix. We've got a 59 of Fountain and we got a 15 of Fountain. There we go. Okay, we got Kyle Fountain and we got James Fountain. So that explains the 15 and the 59 Fountain names. All right, so these drivers are continuing on with qualifying. Eric Thornton is the driver up in front, 40-55, 40-65 for John Smith. Anthony Moss is right now with a 40-64. There's your top 3. Buddy Saley just climbed up into the top 5. Just got bumped by Stephen Thomas, as Thomas will now go 40-64. And again, these drivers got to finish up with their qualifying lap as we got one spinning in the grass, the number 9. Oh, Ty Quillia there.
I I've seen that paint scheme before.
You have. Do you remember whenever the first time Earnhardt Jr. and Earnhardt Sr. ran Japan at Suzuka? That was the father-son Coca-Cola cars that they raced in that event.
Okay. All right. As we're waiting on qualifying to finish up here at Auto Club. The other thing I think, if I remember correctly, whenever I raced it a couple times, sometimes, am I correct in saying that sometimes your car can get upset in the corners in these grooves?
Well, as I mentioned, I mean, you've got your precision banking. You've got your way your car will stay to the inside. It'll hug up the racetrack like we're seeing this car right now try to do. And, yeah, I mean, yeah, you could definitely try to get it upset. You could possibly lose the handle. As Fort Myers, Florida's Toyota Brian Chu on track right now. We'll see what type of a lap he turns. Thornton, Smith, Moss, Thomas, not your top five. And we're closing in on about 3.5 minutes of qualifying left to go before tonight's event. By the way, we do want to thank the title sponsor for tonight's event for the NASRA. Millie's Restaurant and Catering Cup Series, the Pultz Poppers 100. 100 laps of 200 miles, around Auto Club Speedway tonight. And here comes the Red Bull Ford number 15 of James Fountain. It looks like he's going to get one more shot at it. Yeah, that might hurt his time just a little bit, but nonetheless still continues to stay on throttle as they come to the line. And it'll be... Yeah, Fountain, I think, just turned a 41.27. I don't think he'll improve any better with that. And it's a few more minutes left unless they decide to scratch and call qualifying official. We're waiting to see Joey Doucette, Chris Blanchard, Dana Shepard, and Brandon Bullock take time on the racetrack.
You know what I was saying there, when they're watching that 15 come out of turn 4, you got them black lines there that that are almost like a groove in the racetrack.
Sure.
And that's what I was saying. If you catch them grooves just right, could it upset the car?
Oh, certainly. Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, you don't want to. You want to try to stay in a preferred line, if we always mention. But I mean, if you lose the handle, definitely your car's going to climb up the banking, and that's something we'll definitely try to keep an eye on and watch for sure. So, watching these drivers, Dana Shepard, I think he's going to try to make an attempt to run a lap here before the clock runs out. Well, you got to remember, obviously, this track 2 miles in length. As we see the Putney, Vermont driver Dana Shepard now coming to the line. Going to try to put a fast lap down here before the clock expires. He's got 1 minute or over a minute left to go here. And I think he'll try to make time here. So out of the 19 cars, 15, 16 cars are going to attempt to try to qualify here. 1 minute remaining on the clock. I think he'll make it. He's already got about under a minute left to go. 50 seconds left on the back straightaway. I believe he'll be able to get this lap scored. We'll watch him come down through the tribal to the start-finish line, and there is 30 seconds left. And that will be good enough for Shepard to at least climb into the top 15. 14th on lap number 1 for the number 45 Vermont native. He'll turn a 41.18. The pole speed to beat right now, Eric Thornton, is a 40.55. 40.55 by Eric Thornton. And I think that is pretty much about to wrap up qualifying here. So Eric Thornton is going to be the guy that set fast time, and he'll be the one we'll all be watching here whenever we get ready to go to racing. Let's try to see if we can grab Eric Thornton and bring him in the booth real quick. Well, unfortunately, I don't have credentials yet. Oh.
Where is our boss Brady at?
I think he's off taking care of some stuff. He's out of town on business as well. I understand he's out of town via social media, so yeah.
Okay. Well, looks like our driver are getting ready to grid up here. You said this is the Pultz Poppers 200?
It is. It's the Pultz Poppers 100.
Okay.
The Pultz Poppers 100, which is 100 laps, 200 miles for tonight's race. Just to let everybody know, it will be a 200-mile race, 200 miles, 100 laps the distance. And we're trying to get Eric Thornton. Let's see if we can try to bring him up in the... Adam, can we go down to the waiting room together? Let's you and me drop down there real quick.
Yeah, we can drop down real quick.
Stand by, Eric.
Alrighty. You there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everything's a go.
Hey, Eric, this is Wesley in the booth, man. Fast time you just said in qualifying. You're going to be the man that's going to bring the field to the green flag. What's your thoughts of getting ready to go 200 miles here at Auto Club?
See how these tires stand up for us. See how this high side works out.
All right,
see
buddy.
Who's brave enough to go up there first.
Well, we'll definitely see how this is going to be. Obviously, I said during the intro that this could be a race where it could be long green flag runs and possibly green flag pit stops. Are you efforting that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm shooting for.
All right, man. We'll let you drop down there and get back with your team. The No BS Motorsports squad. That is Eric Thornton, ladies and gentlemen. Again, he sets the fast time in qualifying. I just wanted to get his thoughts here before we get ready to go to green flag. And I'll tell you what, Adam, no doubt about it, Eric Thornton's going to be somebody we got to watch, the rest of these drivers as well, as we get ready to go with the opening pace laps and get ready for 200 miles. I need you to cut your screen on. We can. That way we can grab drivers. And we're working behind the scenes and producing at the same time, ladies and gentlemen. So I don't need time to score it on my big screen. I just need to see the race. On the pole, Eric Thornton is on the pole, ladies and gentlemen. Fast qualifier. Stephen Thomas on the outside of row number 1. Anthony Moss Jr. will fire off in 3rd in the 2. Brian Chu will fire 4th in the 18. Row number 3 will find Cody Nott and Ty Quillia, followed by Buddy Saley and Robert Richards. Halfway through the field, and that's your top 4 rows.
We've got Brandon Rockport, I think, in 9th. Kyle Fountain in 10th. Your next row back in row 6. Oh, man, these names are jumping around on me.
Other drivers include John Michael Bryant, Nicholas Maynard, Dana Shepard, Scott Griffin, James Fountain, Brandon Bullock, John Smith, Joey Doucette, Chris Blanchard, and we are green flag here at the Auto Club Speedway. And we're underway. This race will again... Getting started, it will again be 200 miles, 100 laps here tonight in what will be the Pultz Poppers. Pultz Poppers 200, or the Pultz Poppers 100, my apologies, 100 laps is the distance. And right now we see Fountain trying to make a climb up. Well, right now it's going to be Eric Thornton. He'll lead lap number 1. Got another lap on the board here. And again, long way to go here. The stages are as follows. 25 laps to stage 1. Top 10 will get awarded points. 25 laps stage 2. Then it will be 50 laps to decide the winner in our 3rd and final stage. Very, very simple breaking down of 200 miles, 100 laps. Yeah, seeing what Thornton's doing, Thornton and Moss right there, 1 and 2. Obviously, Steven hanging in that position as well as they work their way around the racetrack. You had a couple of Chevrolets, a Ford, a Toyota, a Chevrolet, 3 Chevrolets in the top 5 right now. And again, this is in the early going, so still a long way to go for this event.
No, it's definitely. I got word that my mic wasn't coming through loud enough, so hopefully I got that fixed. And hopefully just get some crap together with my new mic here soon. I'll deal with what I got, and like you said before, patience. So hopefully it's coming through better now. As I heard from our race controller, it might not have been coming through quite as loud as
Yeah, just turn that volume up a little bit more, I think. And if there's a way you can go full screen on my Discord with the broadcast, that would be great. I don't need to see timing and scoring and all these other little boxes too. So, but right now, as it stands right now, all this going on with the leader, of course, being the driver of Thornton, and a strong run going for him in that car, and watching everyone else here. It's Thornton, Anthony Moss Jr., the leader. Stephen Thomas is now in third. Brian Chu, fourth. Tyquilla is the top 5. And there we go. Down the back straightaway. Everybody kind of just stays single file. I know we've mentioned all these different lanes, but right now, for the most part, it's staying single file and 2 wide. Nobody really brave enough to stick it 3 or 4 wide here in the early going off of turn 4.
I almost want to say you don't want to stick it 3, 4, maybe 5 wide. Auto pump, as you still need to try to make sure that your car's going to get in and put that air, upset them a little bit.
By the way, I just got a text from somebody. Don't want to repeat what was said, but your mic, I guess, is not going out over the broadcast. It's not going out over YouTube. Adam, whatever it is, whatever you're doing, it's not going out over YouTube is what I've just been texted. So anyhow, the race rolls on. We're on lap number 6 of 100. Eric Thornton is the leader. Anthony Moss Jr. in the number 2 spot. Stephen Thomas is third. Brian Chu, Tyquilla is your top 5 right now. 7 laps in of 100 here for this race. And again, since the drop of the green flag, it has been Eric Thornton that has pulled out and just dominating away from everybody else.
All right. I don't know if I got the mic fixed or not. I want to listen to the broadcast myself here kind of in the background just to see if I got it fixed. As we're still watching the field here with Eric Thornton out front.
Yeah, Eric Thornton right now is the man that's leading the way. Anthony Moss Jr. in second. Stephen Thomas right now third. As Tyquilla right there in the top 5 and fourth. Brian Chu behind him, who started this race in 5th. Quilla up 3 spots, and all of this going on is Eric Thornton is the man that is continuing to hold on to that top spot, obviously, in the number 1 car as we watch these other drivers battle. This is Stephen Thomas and Tyquilla going at it with one another, working their way around off the corner, coming back to start finish. Ooh, little climbing up the racetrack, and again, we go right back to some more action that is taking place. Again, working lap number 8 of 100 laps. This is a 200-mile event. Pultz Poppers 100 here tonight at the Auto Club Speedway for the next round. Round 2 points race-wise for the Millie's Restaurant and Catering Next Gen Cup Series tonight on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Adam Flieger is kind of on color, but he's also working on some gremlins via production that we're trying to work on getting taken care of. And then, of course, Wesley Outland back here with you. Brady LaBeouf usually joins me in the broadcast booth. He's MIA for 2 weeks now. He's got some other things going on, work-related, and we're just making the best of it. By the way, we're 10 laps in. Next time by, 90 to go, and it has been the Eric Thornton show since the drop of the green flag, Adam.
Oh, yes, he's definitely way out front. He's definitely got some gap over second position now. I'm still working it, trying to get this voiceover to work, the mic here to work. Hopefully I've got it working enough now that people can hear me.
I have not received any response yet from anybody letting me know if you are going out of the broadcast again yet. So,
well, I can hear myself, but am I hearing myself loud enough is the question.
Yeah, maybe we just need to take a commercial break and try to reset things here. So that's what we'll do, everybody. Just stand by with us. We're going to just go to a quick commercial break. If anything happens excessively, we will break in. We're going to try to work on some of these audio gremlins behind the scenes, and we'll be back here in a moment with more coverage from Auto Club of the Pultz Poppers 100 NASCAR 360 Racing Network.
Alrighty, we are back. Hopefully everybody's hearing me okay.
Yeah, we're going to check everything on our end to make sure we do have it working right, folks. Adam Flieger is producing / announcing. Okay, you're going out now on my end, so I think we are picking you up now, Adam. Yeah. Yeah, and by the way, I do want to say thank you to Cody with LSR TV. He's somebody else that I do a lot of iRacing broadcasts with, and he actually gave me the heads up to let me know that there was something going on. So he's a producer, so obviously whenever you have those types of technical problems, definitely he could figure it out. So Adam, you are going out over the broadcast now. I'm not going crazy talking to myself like people thought. And Eric Thornton is doing a phenomenal job here, 15 laps in when they come to the line with 85 to go, 10 to go in stage 1. 10 laps to go, lap 25. We'll throw a caution at the end of stage 1.
And that might be the first, don't want to jinx it, but that could be the first caution of the race.
Well, there's that 24 machine, of course. Brandon Broadfoot got himself a Exalta colors on the Pepsi number 24 right now, working on the racetrack. He's got himself a 6th place position as it stands, and all these drivers just kind of, for the moment, riding around the racetrack, just kind of knocking laps off. Again, this is only stage 1 of 100 laps as we watch all these drivers try to run down the man right there, Eric Thornton, in the black number 1 Chevrolet from Florence. And what a strong run he has for Houday Motorsports. Anthony Moss Jr. in 2nd, Stephen Thomas is 3rd, Ty Quillia, as well as Robert Richards, your top 5. And again, that's pretty much the way things are right now around the racetrack. On lap number 18 is, well, hold on there, Ty Quillia. You just mentioned it earlier when we came on the air during pre-race there. Adam slapping the wall of the back straightaway, and you got to be careful of that.
Yeah, normally I'm used to catching it coming out of 4 here, but coming out of 2, it'll catch you there also, coming onto the backstretch. As you watch at 9, it doesn't look like he scraped that right side up too bad, though. I saw sparks flying. I would have thought it would have more scuff on it than what it does.
Yeah, we're kind of watching that right now. By the way, 2 drivers unable to answer the call of the green. That was Joey Doucette and Chris Blanchard that were unable to start this race. Right now, working 17 laps in of 200 miles. There is Eric Thornton, the leader. There's that 54. We watched him just a moment ago get a little bit loose there on racetrack.
Kind of why we switched back to him, as I did see that back of the car kick out there as he was coming through the corner.
Yeah, that's John A. Smith and his Toyota with a throwback of what looks like, well, actually not a throwback. It mimics the wrap job on the number 54 for Ty Gibbs for 2311 Racing. And right now, way in the back of the pack. We're closing in on 20 laps in, 5 remaining in stage 1. Anthony Moss Jr., Eric Thornton. Now, changing up for position. We've got a battle going on for the lead as Anthony Moss Jr. just got around the 1 car.
I missed that one a little bit there on our scoring sheet that I didn't quite catch enough time to get the camera switched over there. The one of Eric Thornton has fallen back to second place, and Anthony Moss is now your leader. Coming to what, 5 to go, 6 to go for the stage?
It is 5 laps to go here in stage number 1. It is Anthony Moss Jr. leading, Eric Thornton in the 2nd spot, Stephen Thomas 3rd, Ty Quillia right now in 4th. Robert Richards is right now in the top 5, and that's the way it stands. As currently Anthony Moss Jr. just got around Eric Thornton just a moment ago in stage number 1. He is the leader, but here comes now Thornton trying to battle back on the inside, looking for that spot back. He can't get him into 3 and 4.
Thornton definitely don't want to give up that lead spot that easily, as he is trying to fight back as hard as he can. They're in 2nd place to get back up there to the bumper of Anthony Moss Jr. Back there for 3rd. The battle is heating up between Thomas and Quillia as we come now on to lap 21 out of 100.
Closing in on 4 laps to go here now when they come back to the line in stage number 1. Anthony Moss Jr., the leader. Eric Thornton now in 2nd. Stephen Thomas is 3rd. Comfortably in that spot. And Ty Quillia, again, the 9 car that got up in the wall earlier, still surviving, hanging on to a top 5. And then, of course, Robert Richards looking good right now in the early going in car number 48. He's certainly in the top 5 right now, and we're closing in on less than 4 laps to go here in stage 1. And Anthony Moss Jr., the man that's out in front. We watch now Saley and the 9 go at it for position. This is Ty Quillia going at it. Correction with the 12 of Stephen Thomas on the racetrack for 4th and 5th. 3rd and 4th.
That's 3rd and 4th, the battle for 3rd and 4th. And I've noticed that 9 also, playing with that wall quite a bit, as I've seen him get up there and touch it a few times now, going through corners 1 and 2. Looks like the 12 might have had a little wiggle there coming through 3 and 4.
Back through the tri-oval, back to start finish, the 9. Ty Quillia now, move him to 3rd. 3 laps to go here in stage number 1. We got one driving through the grass. John Michael Bryant.
That is the 48.
No, that's Robert Richards. Oh, no. Robert Richards, car number 48 on time and scoring the 99 iFly machine with a mimic car wrap job of who was Daniel Suarez with a problem in the turn number 1 and 2. No caution displayed here.
No caution displayed. I think that's because he is off the racing surface.
I don't know who email is, but I think you just jinxed your favorite driver. Somebody in chat box said Robert Richards, another strong run, and well, that just went up in smoke now.
We all know about talking about drivers, right?
That's right. Yeah, he jinxed them. Coming to the line now. It'll be 2 laps to go here in stage number 1. 1.5 laps remaining now, as Anthony Moss Jr. is the man that is leading the way into turn number 3, exiting off turn 4.
I want to kind of give a shout out to one of the other drivers running here tonight. That is the 26 of Cody Knott. I understand he's pulling double duty here as well as he's driving and race controlling for the league tonight.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we're kind of short without Brady LaBeouf, and we're just trying to make ends meet, do the best we can here with all the people we had. I mean, as a matter of fact, me and Brady were supposed to be calling the race together. You were just supposed to be doing the actually, I don't even think you were scheduled to work. I think Cody was doing the producing, but then they were short a race director, and then they were short of producers, and then they said, well, how about you and Adam work together? Adam will produce and announce, and listen, I've done several iRacing broadcasts where producing and announcing at the same time is not fun. You make the best of it, and we got these gremlins worked out, and we're about to end stage number 1 now as Anthony Moss Jr. will cross the line. He will lock up 10 points in stage 1 here for the Pultz Poppers 100. Wait for everyone else in the top 10. That's Dana Shepard. Top 10 has crossed the line. The yellow flag has been displayed, just like NASCAR Cup Series or the national stages of NASCAR, and that is the end of stage 1. Stage 1 will go to the number 2 of Anthony Moss Jr., the number 2 machine, and that is the way things wrap up in stage number 1 for the driver out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. And we will try to see if we can bring in Anthony Moss Jr. to our broadcast booth real quickly.
Are you able to... So Anthony Moss Jr., again, winner of stage number 1. We'll await to grab him real quickly here in our box. But, oh, man, he just overshot his pit box there. You can't make making these mistakes on pit road. Even after winning stage 1, Adam, you can't do that. No, you cannot. That could cost him a little bit of time here on pit road. As we see, there's drivers already going around them here on pit road. There's the 9 of Ty Quillia, Buddy Saley. I don't think we've talked about that driver quite yet, as he is now up into that second position, if currently on that timing and scoring.
And Eric Thornton will now move his way back into first after the end of stage number 1. We do have, though, however, the stage 1 winner, Anthony Moss Jr. from Spartanburg, South Carolina. Anthony, congratulations. A really, really strong car. Got around the 1 of Eric Thornton, never looked back, and you get yourself a stage win here at Auto Club.
Yeah, thank you, buddy, man. These things are a handful, brother. I'm just holding on out here, and I was trying to get in here to the broadcast interview, and I kind of messed up my pit stop there. But yeah, good first stage. I'm hoping it goes the same the rest of the way.
Pretty comfortable race. We really talked about probably long green flag runs. Are you glad that we got a caution to slow things down to end the stage, or do you think this should have just kept right on going to the green?
Oh, no, it helps me out, and I'm sure it helps everybody else out, too. I didn't have much longer up there. I was burning out everything I had, so.
All right, man. Well, listen, we'll let you go. Congratulations to you in that number 2 Chevrolet from Spartanburg, South Carolina. Anthony Moss Jr., winner of stage 1. We'll take a quick break. Stage 2 when we come back from the Pultz Poppers 100 from Auto Club Speedway. All right, the lights are off of the pace car. I've actually been told we're going to go right back into the green flag restart here this time by. So congratulations to, again, the driver of Anthony Moss Jr. for picking up stage number 1. Field is reset. Adam Flieger, we're ready to drop the green flag and get ready for stage 2 to go green this time by.
We are. Do you think the drivers are going to pick up any, aggression through this next stage, or you think we'll see a lot of more of the single file racing we saw on stage 1?
I think we're going to see the same thing like we saw in stage 1. I think everybody is trying to get to halfway and get to that third final stage at lap 50, and then it's an all-out gutter war to the finish of those final 40-plus laps or whatnot. So I think that's exactly what we're setting ourselves up for. Field comes back to the Geico restart zone. Green flag going back in the air. Here comes the pack of the big dogs beginning to growl virtually here at Auto Club. They'll pick up speed, and Thornton, the pole car, will lead them off into turn 1 as we get ready for stage 2.
As we see Buddy Staley up there on the high side, we got Anthony Moss Jr. and that 9 of Ty Quelia down there on the bottom side, trying to get their way up towards the front. Almost thought we were going to see 3 wide action there. Ty Quelia drops back a little bit, side by side for second position, coming through 3 and 4.
So again, stage number 2 underway here as they work their way back to the start-finish line. This will be lap number 30 on the board. 20 laps left to go in stage number 2. They had about 22, 23 laps left when they took the green flag, and now we set ourselves in. We got some cars in the grass. So we got a caution. We got cars in the grass. That is James Fountain, I believe, in 15. And we have a yellow flag. We're trying to find out who these cars are over there as the yellow is out.
That's going to be the 59 of Kyle Fountain and the 45, or the 44, rather, of Dana Shepard. Are the two that ended up down to the grass.
So there's the caution coming out again for Dana Shepard and Kyle Fountain, the 45 and the 59. And here's a look at it now on our replay. Wow, 3. Here we go. We're 3 wide to the middle. We lost it. Now it's back with us. Okay, let's put it in frame here. 3 wide in the middle behind the 45. Oh, my. Behind the 54 and the 45 of Smith and Shepard. They got tagged in the back by Fountain. That's the 59 of Kyle Fountain that gets into the machine of the 45 up on the top right of Dana Shepard. Watch the replay one more time, and you'll see the replay here. There's that 59 car, Kyle Fountain, starting to pile in there behind those cars in the middle. Tags the left rear of the 45 of Shepard. They both go around, spinning into the grass. Caution is out. Everyone else quickly on the binders to miss, and that's the reason why we are under the yellow flag.
This is our first caution due to an accident for this auto here at Auto Club as well. It almost looked like the 59 wanted to try to shoot the gap there behind taking that center lane, but as he drove down, he overcorrected and ended up coming back up the racetrack into the 45.
Yeah, it's a tough break there for what happened. So, well, we're under yellow flag here now. So, again, not for a stage, but for an accident on track. And everyone else is probably staying out, as we have still lights on the pace car. Let's step away. We're back with more in a moment. NASRA 360 Racing Network and the Pultz Poppers 100 from Auto Club returns. Back here at Auto Club Speedway, and we are ready for the restart here tonight in the conclusion of the first caution with an accident on the racetrack besides the end of stage number 1. Eric Thornton is leading. Buddy Saley will be on the outside. Flip-flop them outside to inside, and we get ready for the restart. And Adam, I'll tell you what, buddy, I mean, you kind of wonder if we're going to have fireworks besides the stage cautions, and I think we got that here now.
Yeah, I think we're going to see that more and more as the night goes on here at Auto Club. Like I said, just from me personally knowing a little bit about driving here on the sim, that the cars can sometimes get upset whenever you're crossing over them grooves and black lines you see on the racetrack. As we're back under green now, Thornton out, got a great restart out front again. As now they're battling for second.
Got another caution, guys. We got another caution out. Got a caution. As fast as we went back to green, we're under yellow. And this is Dana Shepard again. 12, Stephen Thomas in the grass. Just as fast as, almost in essence of where the first yellow flag took place again, right in the tri-oval.
Yeah, we'll take a look here to see what we have. Definitely was a collision between Stephen Thomas and Dana Shepard. We'll take a look at it here and see exactly what happened. Something happened on that 12.
Yeah, something went wrong on the 12 of Stephen Thomas. We'll watch the replay again here. By the way, Adam, can you bring my volume down a little bit? I'm way loud on the broadcast.
Oh, yes, I can definitely adjust that. That's no issue. I probably got you too quiet.
All right, so let's go back, and we're seeing a replay of what happened here. As Eric Thornton, again, just caught up in an accident. We're going to go on board now, it looks like, with Thomas in the 12 car.
Yeah, one thing I want to look at is there on the right side of that dash, that electronic dash. I want to pay attention to that gear slot. He downshifted.
Oh, wow. He downshifted, yeah.
I thought I heard them talking over the radio chatter that he pulled a Newbert. I don't know how many have watched the NASRA 360 that night at Pocono with the trucks. I believe it was Adam Newbert that ended up missing a shift or something on the restart.
Yeah, missed the gear. Yep.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, so here's the exchange of what just happened there. So,
unfortunately, Dana Shepard really didn't have anywhere to go.
It's crazy how me and Ron are tied together with minus that drop week.
I mean, you're.
I was looking at it again from another angle here, and and then Dana Shepard just punted the back of the 12 of Thomas because, like you said, really, he didn't have really no much choice in the matter after the guy locked up the car. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, whenever you downshift, I mean, it locks the transmission right now to its slower speed. And there's just no timing for that, especially whenever you're trying to get up to speed. You're up, the drivers around you are upshifted, and when one of them downshifts, it's bound to happen to where you gather the field around you. Luckily, that it was only the one driver and not, half the field. Or this one happened farther back, as, like I said, at Pocono that night, our leader missed a shift and took out many drivers.
Yeah, of course, Hunter Parsons won on Thursday night for saw third win this year for the number 4 of Adam Newbert. As Adam mentioned, even though he had that kind of bad luck at Pocono, he still has 3 Triple M pulling wins for the Truck Series on Friday night. Stephen Thomas, the guy that just got caught up in that accident, he's had a couple of pretty decent podium finishes for the season this year. And this week, for that matter.
As we see him getting back out on track now, getting caught back up to the back of the pack here. He's still showing on the lead lap.
By the way, also was informed in the chat box with our NASRA people this afternoon. The Atlanta event, Week 10 at Atlanta, I think it's 2 weeks coming up in 2 weeks. Did you know, Adam, that is the 100th all-time NASRA Triple M Pulling Series event?
That I did not, but I did see something about it in the chat room as you said it, and I just have not had a chance to fully read it.
Yeah, it'll be the 100th race for the Triple M Pulling Truck Series for the circuit since 2020.
Well, that's some milestone, most definitely.
Well, we're ready to try to settle this here. A couple of caution flags in stage number 2, and we are now closing in on what will be 13 laps to go when they come back to the Geico restart zone in stage number 2, with Eric Thornton leading the race mostly under caution laps. Buddy Saley is second. Anthony Moss Jr. right there up on the outside behind him. Ty Quillia and Brandon Broadfoot, your top 5. Trying to end stage number 2. They're off into turn number 1 and 2.
Thornton definitely, as the restart's down, as he always seems to get a really good jump off of the starts. Anthony Moss Jr., though, not to be outdone, is moving up there into second. Going to bring with him the 9 of Tyquelia. As we kind of see from the blimp view here, how they spread out coming through the corners.
Down the back stretch again, now exiting through 3 and 4, coming to the tri-oval. And we're closing in on what would be now 11 laps to go here in stage number 2. A little more NC racing going on up now. Bullock up on the top of the racetrack. And now on the bottom, here comes Brandon Broadfoot, the 24 from Chico, California. Trying to make a move on the inside. Tags Bullock's car. He almost got into the 54, John Smith. They hold it together to the back stretch, going to 3.
I almost want to say we're almost 3 wide there, coming out of 2 onto the backstretch. As it doesn't take much to get 3 wide here at Auto Club. Whoa, as we got a car loose and into the wall. That'll be the 39 of Scott Griffin.
Going backwards, slams into the safer barrier right at the start-finish line, and that is Scott Griffin's car, the 39 machine from Tulsa, Oklahoma. An avid guitarist as well as sim racer, and his Chevrolet puts us under the 3rd caution, 4th of the night if you count on the pole instant replay of what happened to the number 39.
Is that the 12 again?
Sorry, boys. I lost it.
So we're hearing possibly the 12 of Stephen Thomas's Ford might be a cause of this accident again. Let's find out here.
No, it was not the 12. That might be. Okay, it's the 02.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, that's Nicholas Maynard, actually. And to be honest with you, it wasn't Maynard's fault. The 39 of Scott Griffin drove into the 39, or into the 02 of Maynard's car. Watch this one more time. That's the black car down to the inside. On the left, that is the 39 of Scott Griffin. Up top, there's Maynard, the 02. Look at Griffin lose it, and then he turns right into him. Oh, into the fence. Maynard and Griffin and caution, and the last 3 cautions of times into the tri-oval here at Auto Club.
Like I said, I know turn 4 can definitely be tricky coming back into the tri-oval. I know that's where I've upset quite a few cars, and it looks like some of these other drivers tonight might be just getting into that gas just a little early, sending these cars, breaking them loose.
So another yellow flag here at the Auto Club Speedway again, as Eric Thornton is still up in front in what has been more of a caution distance race here in stage 2 than what we expected. I was not expecting this plethora of yellow flags in the second stage, Adam Flieger.
I know, that's what I was asking earlier. You know, are we going to see the more aggressive racing here in stage 2? And you thought it was going to be more like stage 1? I definitely want to say that it looks like we've got a little bit more aggressive driving going on here in stage 2.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We certainly do. And again, a caution for the third time involving some aggressive driving here in the Pultz Poppers 100. Hey, next week the Nazra Millie's Restaurant and Catering Cup Series Next Gen cars will be in action at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Phoenix, Atlanta, all on the way. As again, we mimic what the NASCAR Cup Series does on Saturday or Sunday afternoon. Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, the Nazra Racing, or the Nazra 360 Racing Network coverage. I got to think here as we get ready for a restart. We're going to be under 10 laps to go in stage 2. So it's probably going to be 8-7 laps remaining. I will say this, Adam. Thornton and Moss Jr., they're kind of setting themselves up for kind of the way stage 1 ended the last time when Moss Jr. got around Thornton to get that stage 1 win.
Well, yeah, they are setting it up that way. Are we going to see Moss go and take another win here?
Well, we'll see what happens.
As they are lining up on the front row there.
What's the 3K I already got? Is there only 3K up, or is it locked in 3K?
We'll see how it all transpires as the field is ready to come back.
Lights are
See
out on
what
the pace
will
car.
be, yep, green flag next time around. So, again, we'll settle them in here. Eric Thornton and Anthony Moss Jr. on that front row. Buddy Saley, Ty Quillia, row 2, Brandon Bullock. A quiet night for the red number 17. Comfortably with his Chevrolet in the top 5. Brandon Broadfoot coming off of a win also. I think he won the race at the Dome. I'm sorry, not at the Dome. He won the race at the Clash at the Coliseum. It was a non-points race, but he won what would be the official ever series event for the Nazra Millie's Restaurant and Catering Next Gen Cup Series. And now we await the field to take the green flag. The field works to turn 4. There you go. Barney has now took up the yellow flag. He's got the green flag out. And the pace car is dropping onto the pit lane. I love this view from the flag stand as Thornton and Moss on the front row in the Geico restart zone gets the green flag. And we go to now a 6-lap shootout here in stage number 2.
Thornton gets yet another great start. Moss following in behind. Looks like we get off to a good start this time. Nobody missing gears.
See if they hold it together to the back stretch. Now we're starting to see a lot more of these 2 and 3 wide racing that we said we see earlier. Now we're actually starting to see it here in this race at the end of stage 2.
Moss still getting up there onto the back bumper of Thornton. Is he gonna? He has time to make the pass. The question is, will he make the pass? As he looks to the inside now of Thornton coming down into 1.
Back into turn 1 and 2. There's that move. Anthony Moss Jr. trying to sweep the stages from Eric Thornton like we saw Ross Chastain do in stage 1 and 2 here for the Paula Casino 400 for the Cup Series earlier this afternoon at Auto Club. I think Raul Mez is in the chat box. I think I saw some video on social media where he was at Auto Club Speedway for the NASCAR Cup Series race. And all the while, time is running out now. 4 laps to go. And it is Anthony Moss Jr. still up in front again.
Looks like there's a Thornton ran into a small issue. Might have gotten loose or something. As he has now dropped back to 3rd with the 21 of Buddy Saley looking in, trying to find a way to see if he can make the pass. Meanwhile, up front, it's still Anthony Moss Jr., Ty Quillia there in 2nd. On back, it's Eric Thornton, Buddy Saley, and Brandon Bullock as your top 5.
Anthony Moss Jr. is out in front. Eric Thornton in the number 2 spot. That's the way it stands right now with Ty Quillia. Buddy Saley and Brandon Bullock, your top 5. That is the way we roll as we close to the end of stage number 1. Moss Jr., strong car in the 2. Now, battle going on outside Thornton. Here comes Quillia now, looking for that spot with 2 to go to the back straightaway.
Definitely a battle ensuing there for that 2nd and 3rd place position, but 4th and 5th are right there also. If one of them drivers makes a mistake, they're in the 2nd or 3rd. There are drivers ready to take those positions from them. As we're coming
Final
through turn
laps
4.
to go. This is it. Coming to 2 remaining now. This is 2 to go. Remember, actually 3 to go here in stage number 1. It was going to be Anthony Moss Jr. He got it done. Stage 2 now. Anthony Moss Jr. up in front, 2 and 1. 2 and 1 on track. Quillia now to 3rd. Saley and Bullock hanging in the top 5. As they come to the line, it'll be 2 to go here in stage number 2. And Anthony Moss Jr. is holding everybody. He's got about a half-second lead on Thornton as they dive into turn 3.
That car there, that 54, is the John A. Smith. He is a lap down.
One to go now. This is it. Stage 1. Going again to Anthony Moss Jr. Anthony Moss Jr. Stage 2 up in front. There's that slice into that precision banking we were talking about. Progressive banking down the back straightaway. 3 cars, 4 cars, 5 cars fighting for 2nd. Moss Jr. loves that. He pulls away.
Moss Jr. definitely likes to see them racing hard there in his rear view, as it looks like Thornton possibly will be coming away with 3rd position here on this stage, or second position on this stage, I'm sorry. Ty Quillia will finish 3rd.
Moss and Thornton and Quillia, Saley and Bullock, your top 5, and that is the way they wrap up in stage number 2. Shades of what the Watermelon Man, Ross Chastain, done in the Cup Series this afternoon. Anthony Moss Jr. has repeated the same feat in the Millie's RNC Next Gen Cup Series here at Auto Club and the Pultz Poppers 100, winning stage number 1 and now stage number 2. Caution flag is displayed, and now we await to see the green flag pit stops to set us up for a 50-lap shootout here at Auto Club Speedway. Adam?
Yeah, well, as we wait for these drivers to make their pit stops, the finishing order for the rest of that stage, I'm not sure if I have it here, but it looks like John Michael Bryant finished 6th, Stephen Thomas 7th, Brandon Broadford 8th, Cody Knott 9th, and James Fountain will be in your 10th position. And it looks like they're getting ready, possibly some drivers to hit pit road.
I got a feeling they're all coming to pit road.
How many sets of tires do they have for this evening?
3 sets. 3 sets for this race. The race they started with the original 4 and 2 more sets in the pit area. Obviously, it's only a 100-lap race. They don't need to have 3 or 4 sets of tires. 4 sets or more is what I meant to say. They got the original set they started the race on and then 2 more sets. And all the while, we get them ready to come down to the pit lane here as pit road will be open. It is about to be a very busy place. As I said, here comes almost everybody except for 1 car.
2 car, 3 car.
Yeah. Everyone else is pitting.
I want to say those cars that stayed out, though, were possibly lap down cars.
Yeah, they might be going for what you call the over.
There goes the 39.
The free pass and then the wave around is what I was trying to say. I think these drivers are trying to put themselves in contention for a wave around. Either they're 1 lap down or multiple laps down, so that's why they pitted. And when the leaders pitted, they stayed out, which is John Smith and the 15 of James Fountain.
James Fountain's up there. Ace? Well, then we only have 1 that stayed out that's a lap down. That is the 54 of John Smith. James Fountain, I have scored as the current leader.
Yeah, we'll see, and maybe that's a gamble he made. So the 15 looks like he's gonna take the gamble and not even pit and go from the rear to the front with everyone else pitting. I per se, maybe he thinks there's going to be a lot more caution flags in stage 3, Adam, and that's the strategy he's got right now.
Well, that could be a strategy play. It's probably not a strategy I would have played, but
well, whatever it is, we're going to step away. We'll be right back as we get you ready for stage 3 at Auto Club, the Pultz Poppers 103rd stage coming up next. Well, the field is getting ready to come back to the Geico restart zone. Green flag goes in the air, and the third and final stage underway in the Pultz Poppers 100. As right now it'll be a 46-lap shootout to the win. As James Fountain did take that strategy, as we mentioned, but I don't think it's lasting because here comes Thornton just swallowing him up down the back straightaway.
oh yeah, it definitely is getting swallowed up by the fresher tires for sure.
That strategy might have worked for the 15 at Fountain. I really think he's thinking we're going to have caution flags, and he don't want to be a part of it, though, as he's fading back. Now he's in the middle of this battle in the top 5 with Saley, Quillia, Anthony Moss Jr., all trying to get around the slow 15 of James Fountain.
The field's kind of backing up a little bit there with the second, third, fourth, and fifth positions coming out of turn 2. Down the backstretch they come.
Down the backstretch.
3 wide.
Thornton and Fountain, 3 wide. Look at this for the lead. Thornton, the leader on the outside. Quillia, Fountain, Moss, all these cars behind them fighting for second. And Quillia will clear. Fountain upon the outside. I thought they were going to try to go 4 wide. Instead, they start slicing from the top to the bottom, scissoring one another as they go into turn number 1, snaking in the turn.
That is actually second on back as Thornton is out front watching this all unfold from his rearview mirror.
Watching them now work into that third and fourth turn. The leader is gone. This is behind Anthony Moss Jr., who was in second, but he has got, look at all of these cars just fighting for that position. There's your leader right there in front at the bottom. He clears them, and then behind that Apex Racing 1, look at this battle continue behind Anthony Moss.
Top to bottom of the racetrack, it seems like the drivers are just picking any lane to get that clean air, to try to get that car to get some grip up to the front. As we see here, the 21 of Buddy Saley trying to get up there to that 9 of Tyquelia. On back, we got the 15 falling back some, as he is now back to 7th position. In front of him, we're 3 wide here before that is the 4th, 5th, 6th position, I believe.
Yeah, this is Quillia down on the inside. He's got Brandon Broadfoot right behind him. Now Quillia will stay to the inside. All these other cars will battle on the top. Closing in on 40 laps to go here in this Pultz Poppers 100, round 2 of points racing for the Millies. RNC Next Gen Cup Series. Broadfoot in the wall, tags the wall, kind of like what happened to Hamlin in the Cup race earlier this afternoon. And that 24 now falls back another spot as Brandon Bullock is trying to get back into the top 5, and he will in 1.
Now Broadfoot still holding strong there on the inside. As we now come out of turn 2, Bullock does get the run. Broadfoot will now get
Power on the
line
outside
behind
for the
Bullock.
17. He'll clear him. Bullock will now move to the 17 car to 5th, but Broadfoot battling back down to the inside. Nothing there yet. And now he'll clear him as they go single file to the line. It'll be 40 laps to go now.
Now as we look back through the field, looks like our first major battle is going to be here for 7th, 8th, and 9th between James Fountain, John Michael Bryant, and Stephen Thomas. They're in the no, wait a minute. There, the O2 is in the mix there. He is a lap down car. That is the O2 of Nicholas Maynard.
Yeah, that's Nicholas Maynard. Maynard's car. There's that 02. Remember the problems he had earlier now. Somehow, some way, back in the fight. There's the 15 of Fountain. Remember, he was, whoa, Maynard up in the wall. Hold on behind him. 59 of Fountain. They hold it together.
Down through the front stretch. I think that was front. Oh man, I all of a sudden got lost in the track for a moment. Yeah, that was front stretch. They're coming out of 2 down the back stretch again.
Watching Fountain now climb back. Here's the 4 car. Pretty quiet night for John Michael Bryan. He's now climbing into the top 10. There's in 7th position. And behind him is that battle there. Look at this. 4 cars going at it. As Fountain up on the top of the wall. So is also the other Fountain.
Now, I'm not sure if staying out was the call there for the 15.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think he was a lap down. Remember, he had a problem earlier in the race, and I think he might have been on the tail end of the lead lap. He got his lap back, and then in doing so for the wave around, he went back to the lead. And the strategy is, okay, I'm going to stay out here because I'm going to be the leader. But I honestly think he thought that there would be a quick caution as soon as stage 3 got underway, like we saw in stage 2. This is just not the case.
No, it is not. We have a lot of great battle going on here in the pack. Back up front, though, we got the one of Eric Thornton out front. Still Anthony Moss Jr. starting to reel him in here. Do you think Moss has what it takes to close this out tonight?
Listen, Anthony Moss has had a strong car. He really has. He's looked really, really good. But there's still a long way to go in this race, though. Well, and that's the thing.
We're still talking 46 laps to go. If my math is, no, 36 laps to go if my math is correct.
Yeah, we're under 40 laps to go, yeah. And right now, it is all Eric Thornton showing his strengths of being the car up in front. But right behind him, as we see more of this action of slicing and dicing all the way through the pack. And they're fighting and clawing for these spots now. Here goes now Fountain going after the 12. of Stephen Thomas. You got to remember, Kyle Fountain is 2 laps down. He is fighting with lead lap cars. This is lap car down on the bottom. There goes Dana Shepard's car. Even though he had the problems 2 times cautions, he is still on the lead lap, and he is battling for 8th with Thomas.
And I think they're the 2 that got into it earlier in the race, if I remember correctly, weren't they? The 59
Yes.
and the 45?
Yeah, one of them. One of the cautions were because of them.
I think they were the first caution of the evening, if I think correctly. I could be wrong, though. As Dana Shepard's looking to the inside of the 12 with Stephen Thomas here through turns 3 and 4.
Coming to the line here, another lap being scored. 67 of 100 laps. It is still Eric Thornton up in front. Let's go back to the front of the leaders here, and let's take you through the field of who we are on track right now, coming to the end of 30 to go. Eric Thornton is the leader. That strong car right there, the Apex Racing entry. He had a really strong run in the opening, and we got a caution. Throw that out the window. Yellow flag is out. Caution on track with 33 laps to go, and it is for, well, is it for Shepard?
No, I don't think it's for Shepard.
No, I don't think it is.
I think it's for Knott.
We'll find out what happened here. Don't want to give out any false information until we're actually fully aware of what it is, and we're thinking it's the 26th of Cody Knott. He drove it through the grass there. And there's the caution for the 26th of Cody Knott.
I'm thinking that's what it's going to be for. I'm not seeing anything else.
Check it out going into 3 and 4.
Let's put it back in real play for you. Cody Knott, there's that purple car on the inside, now climbing up to the outside. Just got some contact off another car, and yeah, he just spun her out there in the infield grass. Yep, there's your caution.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. As looks like he got loose coming off of 4.
So strict there, 54.
Now he had a car got into him. Watch this. Watch this right here for the Cody Knott car. And again, he's on the bottom. Looks like he's fighting the car, working through the exit of the corner, through the diamond off the corner, and then he just climbs the banking. He climbs the banking, and then with him being loose, the left rear gets tagged right there, and that is what's caused the contact, and then both cars go bonsai left and right. Look at that save of that car down below the apron to not even go in the grass, and then from the contact of the 26 that Knott got, he had no other choice but to drive into the grass right there. That is with Maynard, by the way. Nicholas Maynard.
I don't think they touched.
Well, we'll see again. Let's watch the replay.
I'm thinking that he just barely squeaked by there as we see how loose the 26 is. I honestly don't know if they touched or not.
Either that or net code.
I mean, it's so close, but the 26 overcorrected, it looks like, and that's what sent him up the track.
Yep. It's either that or net code. And we will sell them in here for what will be a restart with
Something like that. Broadfoot is now out front.
Brandon Broadfoot, winner of the first ever NASRA sanctioned event for the Millie's Restaurant and Catering Next Gen Cup Series. Back a couple of weeks ago at the Clash at the Coliseum. It was a non-points event, but he was the winner 3 weeks ago. And now we'll see what Broadfoot will do here, as he will be the man that'll be leading in that Pepsi Exalta number 24.
If I'm not mistaken, it's 70 or 80, one of the two.
Broadfoot, Anthony Moss Jr. alongside row 1, Ty Quillia, as well as Buddy Saley. Row number 2, Eric Thornton Jr. There you see the 59 of Kyle Fountain. Looked like he was trying to protest the spot, but they're telling him to get back in line here.
I think he's a little confused on where iRacing's trying to put him.
Yeah, right now he would be 3 laps down. So they'll come to the line. There'll be 32. Now make it 31 laps to go when they come back to the Geico restart zone with Broadfoot and Moss Jr. right alongside each other. The flagman awaits, waves the green. Here we go. Great restart for Brandon Broadfoot. And that 24 Exalta Pepsi car is now in the lead, trying to pull the upset on Thomas and Thornton as they go back to second and third in turn 1. And they're not done yet. They're battling for the lead out of turn 2.
They are definitely not done yet. As we got all kind of chaos going on behind the leaders.
Great racing going on.
No, our leaders are 2 wide. Looks like we are 3 wide, though. Back the pack a little bit more. Everybody's getting settled in now.
Closing in now. 30 laps to go, under 30 remaining. 29. And Thornton is the leader. Just as fast as Broadfoot showed strength, it is the one of Thornton coming right back to battle. Anthony Moss Jr., though, right behind him. Broadfoot, Saley, John Michael Bryant. What a run for the 4. He is in the top 5.
He's just been slowly kind of just picking the cars off left and right coming up through the field tonight.
That black 54 Monster Energy car, that is John Smith. He is 4 laps down in front of the leaders. You got a couple of lap cars in front of leaders now battling. That's Saley and John Michael Bryant with a lap car, the 54 in the way. Second battle. Here comes now Brandon Broadfoot, clearing Moss Jr. He'll go to second. Lap car is a pick down to the inside. Trying to make a fit race in this battle. If John Smith can get this lap back, if he passes the leaders, he would get a lap back under caution, and he would be only 4, make it 3 laps down.
Looking like we might be 3 wide there for second and third.
3 wide, almost 2 rows deep.
Or no, I guess that's
on the
for
outside.
third position.
Bullock up behind them. There goes Shepard now. Back into that battle. Clears by Bullock. This is now the 9. This is Ty Quillia trying to get a branch to Brian Chu. Clear the 18. Got around Kyle Fountain. Look at this just gaggle of traffic. A jam session, if you will, going on behind the top 2, led by John Michael Bryant, and behind them, one wrong slip of somebody, and you've got an I-10 traffic jam in California.
Most definitely. You don't want to see anything happen, though, as we are back on the green, 26 laps to go. Who's going to come out on top tonight? It's kind of hard to say.
Coming to the line, it'll be lap number 75. 25 laps to go now at the line. Here in the Pultz Poppers 100. Round 2, third event of the season for NASRA. Round 2 tonight for the points in the Millie's Restaurant and Catering Next Gen Cup Series. Thornton out in front. Look at this now inside. That's John Michael Bryant. Drifting up in front of him is Stephen Thomas. Here comes Brandon Bullock. They're trying to climb into the top 5 now, Adam, as they come to the line.
They are. They're definitely getting antsy here as we start to wind these laps down.
Somehow, some way, Bullock saves it, keeps it off the wall. Now comes after the 12 of Stephen Thomas. This is for 3rd spot. By the way, Anthony Moss Jr., dominator of the first 2 stages, all the way back in 9th in the 2. 3.5 seconds back to the leader. Coming across the line now. Thornton's car, the number 1. The strong machine. How about Stephen Thomas? You know, Adam, we mentioned on the podium several times this week for NASRA competition. What a way to kick off the week with a NASRA Next Gen Cup top 3 if he pulls it off here at Auto Club. Slicing, fighting for those spots. Here comes now the 4. John Michael Bryant inside, outside, change up. Here comes now Bullock on the outside. John Michael Bryant now sandwiched in between Thomas and Bullock. This goes on into turn number 1 and 2 now, but 22 to go at Auto Club. Adam, what do you think these drivers are thinking right now, buddy? We're approaching lap 80. Closing in on 20 to go. It'll be less than, 40 miles remaining? What's your take on what these guys are thinking here right now with a comfortable drive now by Eric Thornton?
Now, Eric Thornton's out front there. Got a comfortable lead. Looks about to be at 1 3/4 seconds out front of Stephen Thomas. They're in 2nd place. 3rd place, we have Brandon Bullock getting company there from the 4 of John Michael Bryant. I just don't think, I think some of these drivers are not fully done yet. I think they're going to fight as hard as they can to get back up there. And I don't know if anybody has anything for the 1 of Thornton at the moment.
And very impressed, though, with the 4 of John Michael Bryant and the 17 of Brandon Bullock. They've been quiet all night long, methodically climbing up the scoring pylon to be there at the end. And right now, they are sitting in 3rd and 4th. That's 17 of Bullock's car. Trying to clear by Bryant. And all the while, we got a wreck. Trouble in the tri-oval again. All the wrecks tonight have happened to the tri-oval here at Auto Club. It's Nicholas Maynard, the 0-2, and the dominator of the first 2 stages, Anthony Moss Jr. wrecked in the grass. And oh, my boy, I thought he was going to turn into the Maynard car.
Oh, man.
Got to be between Maynard and Moss Jr. We'll see why he might have run and retaliate. Here's a look at the replay.
No, the ones that were wrecked.
Oh, wow.
Looks like the 2 of Moss got loose coming off of 4.
And then they both started, one of them let themselves roll down, one of them got on the throttle. And those close
Moss already, oh man, this might have went a little further. We might need to go all the way back to the back straightaway. Okay. All right, let's follow it here. Into the turn, in turn 3. Watch the middle of the screen now. Lap car on the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Moss Jr. just got the hook, got to the left rear of the Maynard car. And that's what caused what happened.
Whoa.
Wow, did you see Cody not just tethering through the middle to get through that? Wow. We should go on board with a 26 and see what he was seeing.
Steven will be taking the high side.
And we will. Cody not. Watch this.
Brian, I don't think Auto Club does, but the race
As the cars are backing together,
Cleared through it.
he threads that needle.
He surely did. Like the parting of the Red Seas in the Bible with Moses. And somehow, some way, he cleared it perfectly.
Taking the outside on the restart.
Do you pit? That's the question. Let's go back to live on-track activity. We see the accident between Maynard and Knott. And does Eric Thornton or any of these other drivers give up position in pit? We saw Stephen Thomas do it. Brian Chew, Ty Quillia, Buddy Saley, Brandon Broadfoot, Anthony Moss Jr. obviously pitted because he was called to the accident. Everyone else, though, does not.
Looking at our battle list, it looks like the top 6 drivers, as we're looking at them here, the last time they pitted was on lap 68.
That's right. They did not pit.
Almost got caught speed in there.
So the question becomes, I mean, do they have the fuel capacity to go the rest of the way?
I mean, I would think so.
I mean, I'm new to these
think
cars,
so.
so I don't know what the fuel capabilities of these new cars are.
Yeah, I think they can go at least 60 laps on a fuel run.
We had 40 laps to go at lap 60, so yeah, they should be plenty. They should have plenty there, pitting at lap 68 to make it to the end.
That's right. Remember, if need be, there is those 2 attempts at a green-white checker overtime if necessary.
That is true.
Well, the lights are off on the pace car. We'll get ready for a restart here. They're getting them lined up 2 by 2 with Eric Thornton, the leader.
I'll tell you another name that kind of surprised me is he had trouble earlier in the night as well. Is that 15 of James Fountain?
I just got on stage today.
Yeah, James Fountain had a problem earlier in the race. He took advantage of that last end of the stage and didn't pit, and came out as a leader. And now he is just patiently right now sitting in 3rd. I don't think he has a strong race car per se, but strategy-wise, it is keeping him in the game, and that's all you can ask for.
He has to agree not to race like that.
Most definitely.
Am I allowed to retain my position, or do I have to stay at the back? It would naturally put us in the tail end, John, because you and I are locked cars. What's that? You and I are both locked cars. We had to let
It sounds like Cody is talking to one of the other drivers on the radio.
Yeah, kind of finding out where the lap cars are going to the back, or somebody was kind of protesting their position, asking if they were a lap car or not. And race director obviously cut it out, saying, yes, no, you are a lap car. You have to go to your position in the back, tail in the back. So, well, this is it. We're under 20 laps to go. Could this be the final restart of the Pultz Poppers 100, or are we going to have another caution? By the way, don't forget, tomorrow night, NASRA Sim Racer Hub Truck Series. Monday night, Thursday night, Xfinity, Over the Top Designs Xfinity Series. Then Friday night, we've got the NASRA Triple M Pulling Truck Series. The NASRA podcast, I believe it's on Wednesday night, all times, 9 p.m. Eastern. And we are at 16 laps to go as the field got the green flag. Eric Thornton is gone. James Fountain is now 2nd. John Michael Bryant trying to battle him for that spot as they're door-to-door going to turn 3.
Yeah, don't count out that 17 of Brandon Bullock, who's sitting there in 4th position right now. He's still got a chance at getting up there into the podium. Oh boy, here we go again.
15 to go. 15 to go. And we got a car spun. It's Anthony Moss Jr. When it rains, it pours. And Anthony Moss Jr. is now in the pit lane. I think Anthony Moss Jr. has just been parked, or he's called it a night. Look at that shot head first into the wall for the number 2. I think Moss is done.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Anthony Moss is done.
I think he pulled it back to the hauler.
Exited. Yeah. I think he just exited and departed and says, I'm done. And that's a tough break there for the driver of the number 2, Anthony Moss Jr. Let's watch one more replay of it again. Look at this gaggle of traffic all going on around him. This is on board with the 2. Wow. Well.
Well, I guess
what might have been for Anthony Moss Jr. and now he says I'm done and parks it.
Tough break for our stage 1 and 2 winner.
He's out. That means we'll have a there you see the scoring ticker with under 15 laps to go. I think we're going to see one to go here because he didn't need to go on the... No, they're going to stay under caution here. Well, that'll let us step away real quickly. Final commercial break, and we will finish it up here at Auto Club, the Pultz Poppers 100 for the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. All right, so here it is, the final stage. It has had its share of cautions. We've had now 7 caution flags in this race, counting 4 accidents on track, or actually 5 accidents on track, 2 stage cautions. Adam Flieger, Wesley Outland back here with you, and the NASRA Millie's Next Gen Cup Series at Auto Club is to a climax here with around 13 laps to go. Restart time, Eric Thornton has been strong. Adam, obviously Anthony Moss Jr., the strongest car, I think, of the race is now out. And the stories just keep on coming.
Oh, they do. I mean, it's so difficult right now. You know, who do you pick to win this? I mean, strong cars are now sitting in their haulers on their way out of the track. And, I mean, other drivers that just slowly pick their way through the field, like we've mentioned, the 4 of John Michael Bryant and that 17 of Brandon Bullock sitting on your second row there, just slowly picking their way through this field tonight.
Ready for the field to come back to the restart zone. This will now be 12 laps to go. Green flag is back in the air. Now make it 11 remaining. And it is Thornton on the jump. Nice pull away from everyone else. Fountain behind, so is Bullock. Bryant is there. Michael Bryant, the yellow 4. And they work their way into turn 2, and they're going 3 and 4 wide behind them.
You just never know what lane somebody might try to take to get a run on somebody.
So much for taking it easy. Bullock inside Fountain's car. Bullock's been in a top 5 all night long. And now at the end, he is starting to pounce to the front, battling for P2 out of 4. 10 to go at Auto Club of the Pultz Poppers 100. 3 wide behind them. And they're running each other out of room up the racetrack.
We got Brandon Broadford there as well within the top 10. He's currently sitting 6th position right there behind the number 4 of John Michael Bryant. 3 wide.
3 wide. 3 wide again. Another 3 wide.
Whoa,
sandwich in the back. Contact. Bullock goes below the apron. He fights back and he battles on the inside. Only falls back to 3rd. 4th or 5th now. But look at all of that momentum he had. He had all that speed. He lost it when he dropped on the apron. And in doing so, Bullock went from 2nd to 9th in less than half a track.
I want to say it was more like 1 turn. Well, I guess 2 turns here as we got turns 3 and 4 together. 4 wide though with Broadfoot there on the bottom. Broadfoot down on the apron.
Broadfoot contact, smacked off another one of the cars. They're still wrecking behind them. Up in the fence, I think, is Anthony Moss Jr. No correction, the 18 of Brian Chu. And caution is out. Yellow flag is out, under 10 remaining. You are Brandon Bullock. You are happy to see that caution, as well as Brandon Broadfoot. Brian Chu, James Fountain, not so fortunate. 4 wide. Look at the contact there. Fountain off Chu's car. Broadfoot got bounced off the other car to the inside, and that almost was going to be 2 times the trouble. And there's the 18 into the fence. Watch this again, Adam Flieger.
I didn't get anything either, just a 0. I think we just barely touched doors.
Radio communication is saying they barely touched doors. That was the bonsai off the 21 of Buddy Saley, and then you see where Fountain got into the 18 of Brian Chu, and that drew the caution now, Adam.
Definitely tough break for.
Taking the high side on restart, sir. Where is this door?
Oh, and by the way, we are not done yet.
No, we are not. I think it's just going to get crazier.
Yeah, sorry, Tom.
Remember, there are still 2 attempts at a green-white checker if necessary.
The way this is playing out right now, do you think it's going to be necessary to have those green-white checkers?
Yes, but hopefully they can get this last restart and get going again. But you saw the end result. I mean, look at Brandon Bullock, man. Before that accident happened, he fell all the way back to 10th from being in 2nd. And then when all that took place in the backstretch, he was able to bonsai, duck, and miss on the bottom and go right back up into the top 5.
Yeah, he's currently sitting 5th position with Buddy Saley behind him in that number 21. And Brandon Broadfoot is there in the 24 in 7th position.
I was the only 1 lap down in corner.
Is there, you can hear them on the radio chatter here. They're discussing
I got a 1
where they're trying to line up. Sounds like somebody's not sure they should actually be a lap down, or that they are the only lap down car. Not sure exactly what's going on there.
I got a 0. Was yours actual contact with somebody?
Thornton is out front in that number 1. Thomas there in the 12. You're in 2nd.
Okay, yeah, he got a 1x for going to the grass. So it's not an actual point.
We're listening to some of the in-car communication of determining where the lineup will be. And Adam, another thing we were mentioning during timeout commercial was you were saying that there was also some speculation about the restart zone calling penalties for cars on the outside for the restart for jumping when they weren't jumping.
Yeah, when the leader's starting on the outside, there's possibly some problems with that Geico restart zone this evening, calling the other car on the front row rather.
On the inside, the
yeah,
inside
the
car.
inside row, as they getting the jump on the leader. In reality, we have watched it all night. All restarts have looked clean. I can't say that. I think there just might be a problem with the iRacing restart zone here at Auto Club.
Well, whatever the case, the Pultz Poppers 100 is coming down to its final 10 miles and 5 laps of this contest. Unless we go to overtime. I do stress that there is 2 attempts at overtime if necessary.
95 going to 96.
Got to
will
remember,
be
though,
interesting
that
to see
you
how
want to
this
take the
plays out.
white flag. You want to take the white flag.
You get the white flag, next flag ends it, correct?
That's right. Next flag ends the race. White flag is wreckers or checkers. If they take the white flag, they're either going to run back to the checkered flag, or if there is a caution, the field is frozen at time of yellow, like what happened at Daytona in the Xfinity and Cup race last week. That shows who the car is up in front, and the winner will be determined from that. 2 attempts at overtime if necessary. Lap number 95 as they crawl back to the Geico restart zone. 5 remaining 10 miles here at Auto Club. Broadfoot drives to the bottom on the whole shot, looking for the 17 of Bullock. He's there. He's got to run. He's on the inside, carrying all that speed to the bottom behind John Michael Bryan as they work off 2.
Whoa, the 4 is loose. 4 is around. Coming off of 2.
He saves it. He saves it. Bryant got around. No caution. We stay green.
Back up front, we got Eric Thornton out front still. Stephen Thomas and Ty Quillia fighting for that 2nd and 3rd position. At 21, Buddy Saley is there as well.
4 to go. Thornton is the leader. Ty Quillia is right there behind him. That's that Coca-Cola car. We mentioned the number 9 throwback of Earnhardt Sr. and Earnhardt Jr. from Japan. On the bottom, trying to battle Eric Thornton for the lead. Can he get there?
All 4 of them top 4 are really tight right now, coming down into 3.
Almost 4 wide for the lead. 3 wide now. Looking patiently is Buddy Saley. He doesn't know where to go to the top of the bottom. Brandon Broadfoot is also licking his chops.
I think
3
Buddy
to go.
Saley's almost wondering, are they going to end up taking each other out? Where do I need to be to steer clear of it?
So is Broadfoot. He hooks up with a 21 to the inside, uses his side draft. Clears him. Bullock in the back along with Shepard. Here comes Broadfoot trying to hook up with Saley in 21. It's like drafting at Daytona or Talladega here at Auto Club. 3, 4 wide, climbing the banking off the turn. 2 to go here at Auto Club. Thornton's up in the fence. Ty Quillia down to the inside, looking for the lead at the line.
2 laps to go here at Auto Club as we come down into turn 1. Quillia is out front. Thomas now 2nd. Thornton there on the high side.
Hold it together, working off the corner to the back straightaway. Quillia now. He's got that single air move now. No one now trying to go 2 and 3 wide, except for Thornton. He thought of breaking out of line to let the 12 of Thomas loose. He did. He broke away. And all this does is just bunch him up again, coming to the line. 3 wide for 2nd. Thomas almost in the fence. Ty Quillia will come to the line. White flag in the air. 1 more lap to go in the Pultz Popper 100. They're in turn 1.
That means next flag ends this race here at Auto Club, if my thoughts are correct.
Right you are, to the back straightaway. Ty Quillia is up in front. Buddy Saley behind him. Stephen Thomas trying to get another top podium here this week of NASRA. working into turn 3 in a throwback of Japan of Dale Sr. and Dale Jr. in the Coca-Cola Polar Bear colors. And now another different winner of the NASRA Millie's Next Gen Cup. Ty Quillia wins the Pultz Poppers 100 as they're almost single file coming across the finish line.
Good job, gentlemen. Top.
Oh, that was a great finish there for Ty Quillia, pulling off the victory here at Auto Club, followed by Stephen Thomas and Buddy Saley coming in third. Brandon Broadfoot fourth. Eric Thornton falling back to fifth.
Hi, Steven, buddy. In the waiting room, please. Yeah, let me press my doing this real quick.
Alrighty, so Ty Quillia, your race winner this evening here at Auto Club as he comes around to start his celebration.
Steven, I sent you an invite on Discord.
Boy, oh boy, I'll tell you what, Adam Flieger, let the celebration begin for the driver of the number 9. His Chevrolet, Ty Quillia. And people, if you did not know, that is a throwback to the red number 3 and the black number 1 whenever they raced together at Daytona. I'm sorry, whenever they raced together at Twin Ring Road Motegi. For father and son, Dale Earnhardt Sr., Dale Earnhardt Jr. at Motegi in the Japan NASCAR Thunder race. That was the throwback car that he has driving that Chevrolet for Ty Quillia. Here is a look at the results. We'll have our post-race wrap-up in just a moment. Ty Quillia is the winner. Stephen Thomas, another solid week for NASRA. As he gets another podium on the series, we'll grab him in a minute. Buddy Saley is third. Brandon Broadfoot is fourth. Eric Thornton will finish in the top 5. Dana Shepard is 6th. Brandon Bullock is 7th. Scott Griffin is 8th as we go halfway through the rundown now, Adam Flieger.
Alrighty, in 9th, you got John Michael Bryant. Kyle Fountain will round out your top 10. Brian Chu, 11th. John A. Smith finishing 12th. Cody Knott finishing 13th. James Fountain, 14th. Nicholas, I always screw up that last name there. I always want to call it Maynard, but not.
All right. Well, when it's all said and done, Adam Flieger, we're going to grab our top 3 now on the podium. And first is going to be Buddy Saley, the 21 machine. Buddy, you'll finish on the podium. Man, I felt like for a while we were back at Daytona again with that crazy drafting that was going on in the final stage.
Oh yeah, it was almost like being at a super slippery Daytona until you got heat in the tires and stuff.
Somehow, some way, you hold on, you get yourself a third place, man. What was going through your mind that last restart? Because I guess it was all bets are off. And let's be honest, you kind of hung in the back most of the race this afternoon.
Yeah, so we were giving Eric a little bit of a hard time saying that we were catching him there on the last. We were able to stop later than he was, so we had a little bit fresher tires than he did. Really, it was just patience and hoping that me and Ty had enough laps to be able to make up time to get back up there.
Well, I'll tell you what, no doubt about it, this race did not disappoint, man. It's on to the next one. You're thanking of your sponsors and who you want to thank in this 21 car. Good run tonight.
Oh yeah, I want to thank my teammates and my wife for letting me do this. It's definitely fun running these leagues and stuff.
That's Buddy Saley from Missouri, the number 21 Chevrolet. Third place here tonight for the Pultz Poppers 100. Runner-up of the race is Stephen Thomas, the West Virginian. Stephen, another solid week for NASRA competition. In the truck race, in the Xfinity race, and here tonight in the Cup race. A good week for you.
3 seconds in a row. I just can't quite get it done, can I, Wesley?
Well, I mean, I at least try to keep up with the stats for you. I mean, it's nothing wrong with silver.
I mean, I'll take it. I honestly did not expect that. I do not drive these next gens at all, and I just threw. Cody was asking some people to join up so we could have a decent little field tonight. So I threw a little swim and family handyman on the next gen and got it Auto Club. I really like Auto Club, and I enjoyed watching the race today. So it turned out to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of good drivers in here, a lot of 3 wide, 4 wide sometimes at times. So like I said, this was a lot of fun, especially that finish.
Yeah, man, it certainly was. I'll tell you what, that last, I was going to say the finish, but that stage 2 had more cautions than I thought it was going to be, and then the guy that was pretty strong in stage 1 and 2 falls out, and it opens the door for anybody to win this final stage here.
Yeah, that's the way it goes sometimes. I guess he was running it a little hard. He was fast all night. I didn't think I had anything for him. To be completely honest with you, I didn't tell him when they asked me in the radio, but I saved a set of tires in the second stage. I had about 45 seconds of damage, so I went in with everybody, fixed the damage, saved a set of tires. Because we had a lot of cautions the second stage, so I went in the caution during halfway through the third stage. I think it was 81 or so. I think lap 81 we had a caution, and I went in and got a set of tires, so I knew I had a chance. So if Ty just beat me on 10, 11 lap older tires than I did, congrats to him. But I put myself in a spot where I could finish good tonight, so that was fun.
Well, another solid race, third straight NASCAR competition event with runner-up finish, and I know that Ford looked good, so let's thank your sponsors on that GT. We'll see you next week.
Well, I definitely want to thank Millie's Restaurant and Catering, my main sponsor for Friday Night Series. I want to thank Family Handyman. I want to thank Swim, of course, and all the teammates, that race with me all week, every week. I want to thank Brady and everybody at NASRA, NASRA 360 Racing Network, and you guys at the booth, Triple M, Pulling, and Michael McKinnon, Pultz Poppers and Cody, Hoopty's Garage, Blanchard's Towing, and Christopher Blanchard, ButtKicker, Stogies, M1 Race Cars, and Warrior Wraps. And again, thanks guys for the broadcast.
There you go. Swim Motorsports entry number 12, another podium finish for the third race in a row in second. That is Elkview, West Virginia, number 4 of Stephen Thomas. Victory Lane, Ty Quillia is the winner. Ty will become another winner on the NASRA Millie's Restaurant and Catering Next Gen Cup Series, whether you count the Clash at the Coliseum or the Daytona duels. Ty, congratulations. That Dale Earnhardt Sr. Coca-Cola Japan throwback looked really good on the track, and what a way you just dissected the field, if you will, to put yourself in contention to win here tonight at Auto Club.
Yeah, buddy, I'm really excited to be out here on Victory Lane tonight. It definitely was a strategy game there for a little while, and thanks to my teammates for helping out the strategy. Kept the set for the later end. Kind of expected a caution, so it worked out in our favor. We had the fresher rubbers, and we made it happen.
So that was the next question I was going to ask you. So you basically figured that there was going to be another plethora of caution flags in Stage 3 like Stage 2 was?
Yeah, the racetrack was a little icy out there tonight at points, so I figured the later the run went on, risk it and see what happened, because we were back there up until that caution happened. We were falling off pretty hard with the older rubbers, so glad it worked out that way.
Well, I'll tell you what, you were trying all that you could to be there in the end, obviously, and to be there in Victory Lane. Was it the last restart? What was the move that you needed to make to start to make the climb through the field to get there and get that victory?
Just needed to make sure we got off to a good start and figured the rubbers would pay off. Just stuck behind my teammate there for a little bit, Eric Thornton. Sorry he couldn't get a little bit better finish, but he kept the older tires on. So, but yeah, just a good start and made sure we pushed real hard. Got a little bit of trail braking through the turns down low. Was able to get the pass and sealed it from there.
Adam Fleeger, you got anything you want to say to our winner of the night of Ty Quillia Chevrolet?
Nothing more than just congratulations on your win here this evening. Great looking car there you have. I would say that he can go ahead and start thanking sponsors if you don't have anything more for him.
No, I'm definitely done, man. Go ahead and thank those sponsors for sure.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Coca-Cola. Definitely my team, No BS Motorsports. Shout out to my family. Shout out to my girlfriend Alyssa. And thank you guys for putting on a nice show here for us and everyone else in the field.
And now that I think about it, Ty, you're in the playoffs.
Let's go!
Yeah, if everything goes right, you're in the playoffs. The Daytona winner last week, then of course yourself as well. So I mean that gives you a run for a championship come September whenever we start at Darlington, man. So congrats to you, bud, and we'll see you next week. I believe we're going to be at Vegas. That's another unique racetrack that's definitely smaller than Auto Club, but it's kind of got a couple of similarities, doesn't it?
Awesome. I don't know. Oh, go ahead, Adam.
I was going to say, I think it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get some practice in, and we'll see how it goes next week. Get some practice in with the teammates. Excited for the next week.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, when it's all said and done again, Ty Quillia is a now different winner on the NASRA Millie's Restaurant and Catering Next Gen Cup Series. On to Las Vegas next week. Auto Club, Atlanta, and Richmond Raceway for the month of March, or actually Circuit of the Americas, before we move on to the month of April at Richmond. And I'll tell you what, Adam, your final thoughts of everything, buddy.
Well, for the last race, because we haven't touched on it yet, but this is NASCAR's last race at the 2 mile here at Auto Club, was it not?
Yeah, today was the last time they're racing on the 2 mile oval. They are quickly going to, I believe, tomorrow morning or Tuesday at the latest, start reconstructing and tearing everything apart to make it a half-mile racetrack, another half-mile short track. Yeah.
So that'll be interesting if Millie's comes back on board for next year again, and we run this same series, which looks to be a fun series to run. The drivers won't be at the 2 mile racetrack next year.
No, but I'm pretty certain that they will keep Auto Club Speedway on the iRacing simulator for 2 miles as it is. They might create a new one, obviously, whenever they get the half mile built to have kind of a look of what the new track looks like. But hands down, man, don't take away the virtual history of what Auto Club Speedway is. And I know we had a little bit of technical hiccups at first. I want to say thanks to obviously Adam Flieger for joining me in the booth on production as well as on color. I know we had a little hiccups. I know we had some people talking smack in the chat box, and it is what it is. Obviously, we're trying our best to make the best of what we got, and when things go wrong, we try our best to figure it out. And I do appreciate everyone's due diligence in getting that taken care of. Cody Knott, I know normally he's the guy on top of it, handling our production. And then me and Brady LaBeouf are in the broadcast booth. Brady's played hooky on me 2 weeks in a row now. No, I'm just kidding. He had business-related stuff going on. And,
well, that's this week.
Do what?
I said that was this week. I thought last week was Mardi Gras.
Well, last week it was Mardi Gras. Yeah, last week it was Mardi Gras. This week it was business. So, yeah, but no. Listen, at the end of the day, everybody pulled together. Thanks to Cody Knott for race directing as well as stepping out of his role of being producer and helping out. And, of course, Adam, always enjoy working with you, whether we are in production or whether we are, calling the races together with William Tiller or any of the other great people that we have as always. Hey, don't forget, tomorrow night, NASRA Sim Racer Hub Truck Series. Their next broadcast coming up. That will be with Tyler Dittmer and company on the call on Monday night. And then, of course, the NASRA podcast on Wednesday. Thursday, Sam, the Over the Top Designs Xfinity Series. Friday night, it is the, of course, Triple M Pulling NASRA Truck Series. And we'll do it again at Las Vegas for the NASRA Millie's Next Gen Cup Cars next Sunday. For Cody Knott, Brady LaBeouf, Adam Flieger of NASRA, I am Wesley Outland. We congratulate again Ty Quillia, winner tonight of the Pultz Poppers Fishing Lures 100 here at the virtual Auto Club Speedway.